Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of That's a Wrap. My name is Austin Jameson, and joining me today is
Anthony Gentry, hello.
today we have we had two movies planned and a couple trailers to talk about. We're splitting that up.
Yeah.
Today we will be talking about the new Pixar film Turning Red, exclusively on Disney Plus.
We might talk about that.
Yeah, we will for sure. And then next week we're going to be doing a Netflix original film with Ryan Reynolds called The Adam Project. So, just for today, we have a lot of trailers to talk about. Some we even had to cut. And then we'll get right into Turning Red. But for now, I think a good start would be, do you want to do Puss in Boots?
Yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Last Wish.
Something nobody expected, I don't think. But then, I don't think anybody's upset with it.
Oh, yeah. The weird thing is, this has been in the works for years. Like, I think the first Puss in Boots came out a decade ago. And then Shrek came out two decades ago. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a spin-off of Shrek.
Right.
Following Puss in Boots.
It's definitely like, I believe, I don't have a credible source for this because I haven't checked myself, but I believe this is the first like Shrek universe content we've gotten in like 11 years, I believe.
I think so.
With everybody waiting for Shrek 5 still. And
yeah, or like, I think it's a reboot now or something.
I don't know.
Illumination is doing it now, not even
really.
DreamWorks. Yeah.
I don't know how
It's
I feel
weird.
about that.
Yeah, I know there's been like some short films, but yeah, I think it's been about a decade.
Yeah.
If not like, I don't know, 8 years or something. But
So,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, but the full first trailer dropped for that.
Yes.
I don't know. It looks fun. It's probably
it looks really fun.
Something if it came out a decade ago when the interest for that was higher, I'd probably be more into it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a bad thing. It definitely looks like it's veering towards like more extreme, like kind of childish humor than like even the first Shrek was.
Have you seen the first Puss in Boots?
I probably have, but it was so incredibly long ago.
I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen the first one too. But one of the big differences with this is, for one, the art style, which in this, I feel like it's taking inspiration from stuff like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the trailer, he's fighting this, like, giant, and that's at, like, a different frame rate than how Puss is moving, which is something they played around with a lot in Into the Spider-Verse.
I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Okay. My comparison in terms of animation for Puss in Boots, it was giving me like just the concept of it existing alone was very Adventures of Buck Wild to me.
Okay.
Where it's like the side character, because the original Puss in Boots was kind of like that in the first place, but it was produced and had a budget, and and so now it feels like
check out our review of Buck Wild.
Yeah, if you have the time. But like, I don't know. I think it'll be good, but I think its appearance is sudden and weird to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Kind of like another DreamWorks sequel, The Croods 2.
Oh yeah.
Came out like almost a decade after the first one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think the new art style is different, but I do kind of like it. One of my biggest worries, though, it's weird saying like, oh, I like one of my worries for a Puss in Boots sequel. But the main character, Puss, he has a like whole different personality than he does in Shrek and in his first movie.
Yeah.
Like going just off the trailer, he not only seems cocky, which is one thing, like he's cocky in the other ones, but he also seems so aloof and just kind of dumb. Like in the scene with the doctor, he's like, I think that's 4 deaths.
Right.
Just being dumb.
Yeah.
But that's not how he was in the others.
It definitely seems like in the time since that film or those films, they've forgotten what their characters are and who they are.
Because if you want to go into the Shrek lore, Puss in Boots is suave and cool.
Right.
In this, he like he's heroic, but he's not all that suave. He's kind of a dummy.
Yeah.
But no. Comes out September 23rd.
True. Is that
we'll
in
probably
theaters?
Review it. Oh yeah.
Wow. That. Well, we'll get to this again, but that will relate back to Turning Red. You'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see. We can probably talk about Halo next.
Halo. Okay.
There's a new trailer for the new Halo series. What is it coming out on?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
So I don't think I don't have it.
I might. I think, or by the time it comes out,
yeah.
It's probably when Big Brother come out, and I have family who watches that, and so I'll just steal an account from them whenever they buy it to watch it. Anyways,
I might just get like a free trial.
Yeah, let's just wait for it all to come out. Anyways,
it looks good.
The second trailer came out. Visually, it does look really good.
When I first started the trailer, and there's that shot of like the ship or something, I just went, "Wow!" Like they're giving this a budget.
Yeah, gotta love. This isn't even in the trailer. Recently, or like the last trailer they had, there was a Chevy Tahoe in the background.
Yeah, there is.
And then like people using AK-47s. So it. And then I saw some interview with somebody who worked on it, asking about the Chevy Tahoe, and they were like, everything's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Like that Chevy Tahoe has a purpose.
Yeah. And have you played the Halo games?
Yes. Granted a long time ago, but I was an Xbox kid. And already there are 3 screenshots out from the show of Master Chief without his helmet. And it's I don't like it. I think if there's 3 instances already where we have Chief without his helmet, that's a problem. I think it can become a really big problem.
So I haven't played the games.
Okay.
I've only played maybe 3 or 4 hours of Infinite, which is the newest one.
Right. Did you have the campaign of that? Or were you playing the multiplayer?
The campaign. It was on Game Pass.
Okay, gotcha.
Is there a reason why he doesn't take off his helmet in the games? Or does he just not take it off?
My understanding is that he just kind of doesn't take it off.
Okay.
There's probably some actual reason that I don't know, because there's a lot of lore. There's a really funny video from Brian David Gilbert on a Polygon video or something.
Yeah.
Where he reads every single Halo lore book, so you don't have to.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those videos.
And it's a lot. There's probably like a pretty decent explanation, or maybe there's not. But it's kind of like
maybe. Sorry, you can go.
It's probably like it's just kind of that Mandalorian concept where you don't reveal like who you are, because he is Master Chief before he's like I don't know, just whoever's underneath the suit, which is bad. I don't know. It's a weird. I'm gonna look up. You can say whatever you were saying real quick.
I feel like, I guess I'm more okay with it, for one, because I haven't really played the games, but also from an outsider's perspective, I feel like maybe he doesn't take off his helmet so that you, the player, are Master Chief. So there isn't a face because you're the face.
Right. I like that interpretation.
Whereas in the show, someone is playing Master Chief. It's someone else. It's not you. You're watching Master Chief now.
Right.
So I guess it does make a little sense for him to take off his helmet.
I guess you could say in that sense it does, but at the same time, even I just looked it up. There is not an in-universe explanation for why he keeps his helmet on. And it's implied that he takes it off whenever he does his regular human things like eat and sleep and all that. But in the purpose of it's always been on the nose. They're in Halo 4, I believe. If you beat the game on Legendary, the hardest difficulty, you get a extra cutscene at the end that teases the bottom half or something of his face.
Yeah.
Or of him taking off the helmet or something like that. But still to this day, we've not seen an in-game, besides that, shot of Master Chief in his face at all.
Yeah.
And it's always it's kind of just like that, noble thing of keeping your helmet on while and not knowing who's behind the mask and just seeing that as Master Chief. Because, like as you said, keeping his helmet on in the stance of a video game where you're playing as you are playing someone, and you become Master Chief, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But still, I think it would work better in the show to have this kind of like Mandalorian-like figure, which I feel like that's what the show is going to be really similar to.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot like
with
that.
With like just like a very well worded, not speaking a lot, main protagonist who just like absolutely destroys anything that in his path.
I don't know. I feel like he will talk a lot in this.
I think he will too. He also talks in the end of this new trailer.
He does, yeah.
And I'm not really. It's weird.
I also thought Master Chief didn't talk at all.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Yeah, he does.
He has a very nice voice.
When I played in Infinite, he did talk a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So I was a little surprised. Like, oh, he's talking in this.
Right, and his like to me at least, his voice is very iconic.
Yeah.
It's like along the lines of like what you think of with Vader, or people like that. It's what you know, and this voice I don't really like. So, but that's just of my connection to Master Chief in the first place.
As a Halo fan, are you excited for the show? And then
I'm skeptical of the show.
And then maybe divorcing yourself from that, if you can't take an outsider's perspective, would you be excited?
I would say so. I think you might want to move. Yeah, try to talk real quick.
Yeah. Hello.
I would up your own volume, and you'd probably be a little better. But I think I'd be excited if I wasn't so attached to the series and the concepts of the series in general.
Because I watched it and it has me interested, especially that one shot of the lady just walking through the room with all those bug things.
Yeah,
going around.
I feel like this is the case you get with any video game movie or book adaptation movie. Anything like that, you're going to get fans who are super attached to the franchise.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that you're going to catch criticism. Heck, everything before Halo 4 was made by Bungie, who now makes Destiny and those games. And since then, the rights to Halo have been transferred to a studio, or 343 Studios.
Yeah.
And their first attempt at a Halo game was Halo 4, and it caught a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
Their Forge wasn't as good as Reach or 3 or anything like that. They their campaign added a new race and just kind of muddled up everything that people were familiar with up to that point.
Yeah.
And it was extremely controversial. And then Halo 5 Guardians came out, and they fixed a lot of the problems. They added mantling, which is something I didn't know I needed in a Halo game, but loved it afterwards. I really liked Halo 5. The story was a lot more... The story had some controversy because it was advertised as they're hunting down Master Chief because he went against.
Do you think they'll bring in those storylines? Even Halo 4?
I genuinely have no idea. They might bring in, because the Halo 4 was all about the Forerunners and
Is that the new race you were talking about?
Yeah.
Aliens.
But they mentioned the Covenant in the trailer for the show.
Yeah.
So I think it'll focus, if anything, mostly on those beginning stories. Yeah. If anything,
people who don't play these games
probably
have
a little
no
confused.
idea what we're talking about.
Yes, apologies.
I mean, I kind of have no idea what we're talking about.
From the trailer as well, it looks like there's a kid that keeps showing up, and I think that's going to be
his son,
Master Chief. Yeah. And so I think we're gonna get that, because his story, from what the bits and pieces I remember, is tragic in terms of how Spartans come to be, which is what they are. They're Spartan armor, blah 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 blah. I'll wrap this up soon. We've been talking about Halo for a surprisingly long amount of time.
There's a lot of Halo lore to delve into. So.
Yes, there is, and I recommend watching that Brian David Gilbert video if you can. It's really entertaining. Anyways. I could ramble on about Halo for a lot more time. I'm skeptical about it. I was skeptical about Sonic. I was skeptical about Uncharted and any of those type of movies.
And we did have good times with those.
Right.
Speaking of Sonic,
let's go ahead and talk about the new final Sonic trailer coming out in 3 weeks. This movie's right around the corner as of filming, or this.
Yeah. When's the exact date it comes out? You can
April 8th.
April 8th? Okay.
Yes. 3 days after my birthday. Ooh. What a present. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be. I don't know. The main thought that I had while watching the trailer again, just before here, was that the first movie walked so that this one could run.
Yeah. I am scared, though, that it's going to be like a Hollywood sequel and think bigger is better.
Mm-hmm.
When that's not entirely the case, but I really like the trailer still.
Yes. I think that the first movie was extremely entertaining. And I didn't expect it at all. That movie, my expectations were so low. We had all the controversy with the art style of Sonic himself, and how everybody was like, "You have to redo this. Like, it can't come out like this." And whether or not that was a PR stunt or not, who cares? The final product was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just a really good story. And then now we got Tails with the original voice actor.
Yeah.
We have Sonic and Knuckles, not the original
by
voice
Idris
actor.
Elba and Ben Schwartz.
Yes, but still really good candidates.
I'm so happy that James Marsden looks like to have a substantial role.
Yeah,
because in like the first trailer and like all the other TV spots.
Yeah, I remember that was a worry of yours.
Yeah, because it was just him in that fishing boat,
right?
Saying, "Hey, Sonic, you can't be acting like a superhero."
Right.
But now we see him at this wedding area. What looks like the final battle. In his like truck.
It looks really fun.
Yeah.
And like I said, this one, the first movie walked, it had Sonic, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, it was like a test. Like, can we do this?
And now we have all the actual elements. You got the Sonic theme song playing as his ringtone. You got, oh my goodness. It just looks like it's going to be a really good time.
It really does. I'm so excited for this. Jim Carrey, like, I'm so glad that he's back.
He's going to be very, very good.
Oh, yeah. He was so good in the first one.
Yeah.
We also got a return of Sad Sonic.
Yeah, I wonder, like I said to you before this, I wonder if he's going to floss again in this one. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. I really got nothing else for Sonic. I think that was a kind of underwhelming for how long we talked about Halo, but we should probably move along anyways.
Yeah.
Do you got anything else you want to talk about with Sonic?
No, not really. We have, like you said, April 8th.
Yes.
Look out for our review.
Yes.
Our last trailer.
Yes.
We were talking about. Do you want to say?
Miss Marvel.
Yes.
A new Disney Plus series coming, I believe,
June 8th?
Yeah, it's like midsummer. Not to be confused with the Florence Pugh. Never mind. Miss Marvel is the one of the newest characters being introduced to the MCU through the form of Disney Plus, along with Moon Knight. And the first trailer came out, finally giving us a taste of like what to expect.
These are what Disney Plus shows are for.
I agree.
Not for like.
Well, let me let you say your thing first before I say I agree.
Okay,
go on.
Like, it is really nice having like Falcon, Winter Soldier, and like Loki and stuff. But having these new characters like Moon Knight, like Miss Marvel, in the future we're getting She-Hulk,
right?
And like giving them shows so they can like flesh out the characters and really be introduced to them. I'm so excited for that, and I feel like that's what the shows should be for.
For introducing new characters?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like, there are other shows that are good, like Loki, that further other characters' stories, which I do like. But I just love how they're now playing with new characters and how we can see them and then see them show up in, like Miss Marvel is going to be in The Marvels.
Right.
I think next year.
I think it'll be interesting to see for sure that, this and Moon Knight's going to be the first instance we see of Marvel introducing a character through a show and not a movie.
Speaking of Moon Knight, we for like Boba Fett and some other shows, we have done kind of little weekly reviews. For Moon Knight, we are not going to do that. We are going to wait for the season to be over and do a full season 1 review of Moon Knight.
Yes.
And that will be on May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Cool.
Anyway.
Yes. So that'll be interesting. And I think depending on how Moon Knight does is how my expectations will rise or dip for Miss Marvel. But as of right now, I think it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks so good.
I think the style and the visualization of everything is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's very young adult. Especially the beginning where you get that fantastical it's all in her brain kind of stuff, and she's like thinking, and it's like comic book style, and it's fun.
Yeah, and like her like discovering her powers and like what she can do. Like we don't really get a direct threat in this trailer. I mean, I feel like there will be.
Yeah.
But the trailer just focuses on her and like finding out, oh, I have power. I'm a superhero.
Right.
And also dealing with that and high school. And especially that high school aspect really makes me excited.
Yeah. It just looks like it gave me very big Spider-Man Homecoming vibes, especially with the homage to the comic book cover of issue whatever, where she's sitting on the light post. I think that looks really cool. I think also a big topic of discussion with her specifically is her powers and how they're
yeah, I hear there's some controversy with that.
How they're appearing in the thing is this kind of like cosmic
in
description.
In the comics it's like Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, she just stretches and enlarges or shrinks her.
Yeah,
like
with
she's
this one it seems like she can manipulate matter.
Right, and so it still looks like she has her flexibility powers. There's a scene of her jumping where her legs and arms kind of like stretch out, and then there's a punch where whenever she retracts her punch, it like her fist is like visibly larger.
Yeah, but it looks like she also gets these like wrist cuffs that give her powers.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I guess, like Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. I'm very interested in seeing, like, how they will explain that as well.
Yeah.
Because it's also just cool to see, like, it's cool in any context, but seeing her being just a super fan of the Avengers and, like, probably the biggest fan of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
More than probably most regular people. And just like that, and being able to put yourself in like, this is how a realistic, like young adult would act in this situation where she got superpowers and now she's like, I don't know. Do you think Brie Larson's gonna show up in it though?
I don't know.
If anything, I could see that being like an end credit last episode.
Yeah, because like Kamala Khan who is Miss Marvel. She is going to be in the Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a chance. But like you said, maybe like a little post-credit scene or just like lasts like 10 minutes.
Right, because God knows Captain Marvel's too busy to be on Earth half the time anyways.
Yeah.
And can only show up whenever there's a gauntlet or something. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It looks really cool. I'm excited for it. We got a lot in store this year. We have She-Hulk
so
after
many Marvel
that.
Things, yeah.
What's the fourth Disney Plus or Marvel show coming out?
Oh yeah, I know
there's 4. 1 second. Marvel shows.
Is it Loki season 2?
I don't think so. 1 second. Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. Maybe not. Maybe I'm.
Yeah.
Misremembering something.
Oh, there's a werewolf like special.
Really?
Yeah, it's like Werewolf by Night.
Oh.
Weirdly enough, it's being directed by Michael Giacchino, who is a composer.
Right. That
yeah,
is
he just did like the Batman and Spider-Man.
Cool. What if season 2? And also the holiday special for Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay. Also Secret Invasion.
Oh, is that this year? I thought that'd be next year.
It says 2022 as of now. So so the 4 main shows are Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
And then you have What If Season 2 and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Okay.
Which will precede Guardians 3, which I'm super excited for. But anyways, I think that's all we got for Miss Marvel. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that's about it. Until June 8th.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Tune in. That one we can probably do depending on when it ends. Probably before the next semester
it'll
starts.
Probably be like 6 or 8 episodes.
So we might be able to do another Moon Knight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to our main topic of the day.
Yes.
Turning Red, the Disney Plus exclusive newest animated feature from Pixar.
Yes, the 3rd Pixar film
to
go straight to Disney Plus.
Yes. And as we'll probably get into soon, an absolute tragedy because this movie would have done so well. And it's such an odd decision.
It was such a bad idea to put this on Disney Plus. It was so...
Anyways, let's get to some initial thoughts. If you want to go ahead and start, what did you think of the movie?
Sure. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like a good story about like growing up. I did not expect it to also be like about like your parents and like family and like the pressures that come with being a child and like meeting your parents' expectations. Funnily enough, it reminded me of Superbad, like a Disney version of Superbad with the group of friends. And unlike really any other animated Disney film, these kids are horny. And they like they are always checking out guys. At one point, Maylin, who's the main character. Oh yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, this is about a girl named Maylin growing up in 2002, Toronto, Canada, who when she has any strong emotion, she turns into a giant red panda.
Yeah.
And it's this like family curse, and they have to get rid of it. But for her, she just wants to hang out with her friends and obsess about this boy band that she loves and go to their concert. So yeah, she draws fan fiction.
Yeah, I forgot about
one
that.
Guy,
I forgot about that whole part.
So that's where kind of like the Superbad aspect came from it, especially just the friend group, who I also really liked, except for Abby. I did not like Abby.
Which one was that?
She was the short one who's like, I'm crazy.
Like the loud and that character.
It felt like she didn't have a personality, but the other two did, which I really liked.
Fair enough. I agree. I really, really liked it. I did not watch Luca, but I did watch Soul.
Luca was good.
But this is probably, especially with Onward being their last in theater movie. Onward was okay. I'm all about shouting out YouTube channels this video. There's a YouTube channel called Cinema Therapy that did a video on Onward that made me respect it so much more.
Okay. Yeah, Onward has grown on me since I first saw it.
But still, I didn't cry or like tear up at all during Onward or Soul. This one did it was really good near the end. I don't know. I don't even I'm trying to recall. I watched this Sunday or Saturday night, I think. But just like across the board, it was really, really. It was like an endearing story. I really liked the characters.
It was just so endearing. I love Pixar so much.
Yeah.
They have got to be my favorite studio because including Cars 2, I don't care. I've liked all their movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen it since I was 8. But
how dare they make a sequel to Cars? The Cars 3 is kind of good, though.
Cars 3 was good. But yeah, Turning Red, it was just really good and really wholesome.
Yes. This is going to be rough.
It's weird because, I feel weird talking about it without spoiling it. Because the trailers make you think it's going to be about one thing.
Right.
But then you watch it, it's this whole other movie.
Yeah, they do a really good job of teasing that in that form, and I feel like that's how most trailers should be. Is you don't really know what the movie's about, but it gives you a good idea of the characters and the setting and the plot, without I don't know, garnishing interest without creating too much foundation for the audience to already know what's going on. But they do definitely do a good job of that.
Yeah. Because there were even some plot points I had no idea were going to happen. One of the things I really loved about it was, I guess this is a very minor spoiler.
Okay.
But you think the movie is going to be her trying to hide it from everyone and everywhere, but then people just find out immediately. Yeah. And they love her. It is a complete 180 from what you think is going to happen. And I loved that. Yeah. Because, for one, it tells kids, the whole movie is kind of about just being yourself and accepting who you are. Right. And, the big, panda is oh, I need to hide this part of me. But then when she shows it to people, she thinks she's going to be ridiculed. She's not. People love it. Yeah. And I really liked that.
I agree. I think that was a good, Like just stab at that concept.
Yeah.
And like leave it to Pixar for being able to tell that like moral so well.
Yeah.
All of the emotional support. There's a part where like May finds her happy place and it's with her friends all like around her, encouraging her.
I love how the mom was like, "Oh yeah, she just thinks of me."
Yeah.
And the mom is, I say like earlier, like the parents.
Yes.
It's mainly the mom in this movie. She is very like overbearing and smothering. And it is like kind of funny to see that dynamic because she kind of traumatizes Malin at some points in this movie. It was kind of hard to watch at some points.
Yeah, to note on the characters like or the parents specifically, I think they did a really good job of humanizing in like a cartoonish kind of way.
Oh yeah,
both of the like, especially the mom, because you get this like this stereotypical mom is hard on her kid, she just wants to protect her, and then her mom gets a call from grandma, and then mom is super freaked out.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, you kind of see where like you immediately understand everything that kind of
it's just
happened.
like generational kind of like I don't want to say divide, but like her mom just kind of forgot how her mom was, and then she kind of became her own mother.
And then on the topic of like her dad,
I wish her dad was in it more.
I agree, but I think at the same point, like that the amount that her mom was in it and her dad was in it was really representational of how her life is.
It really is, yeah.
But that still doesn't diminish her dad's value as a father figure whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there's like a handful of really good moments in the movie that show her connection with her dad without like wasting time on it or feeling like it's filler to establish that connection.
Yeah. And a lot of it was also just super subtle.
Yeah.
Like with what you said when Malin's mom is being so overbearing and then she gets the call from her mom and hides.
Right.
And they don't pay any more attention to it. Whereas I'm going to get some hate for this with Encanto.
Oh yeah.
In that movie, it has some similar themes, but they laid it on so thick.
Yeah.
Where like, okay, we get it. They feel like pressured, like surface pressure. Like they feel so pressured from the abuela in that movie, and they really don't humanize the abuela until the very end in Encanto. Whereas in this, they humanize the parents so much that by the end, you're still like, okay, I still like you as a character. Whereas in Encanto, it's like, oh yeah, she's good now, and I was like, I don't buy it.
And like even through the movie through Turning Red, like even through the bad moments where her mom is pressuring her, there are like really good moments that like you can see them getting along, and you can see the love that like May-Lin has for her mother, despite like the pressure, and it like that's kind of the conversation that the movie has about obligation versus like her own determination to do what she wants to do.
Yeah, and like there's a whole scene where like I'll be kind of vague from it, but her mom finds something in May-Lin's, and she thinks it's connected to another person, so she goes out to that person and kind of embarrasses May-Lin very publicly.
Yeah,
and
that scene was
intense.
I got secondhand embarrassment.
Oh yeah, and from like you see both perspectives because from May-Lin's perspective, her mom's being such a jerk. Like she's not talking to May-Lin like to see what it actually is. But from her mom's perspective, it's like, who is this guy? What are they doing with my daughter? Like how dare you? Is my daughter safe? And things like that. And then like on the car ride home, she just like very faintly like touches her hand, and it's like, okay, like you did something really like kind of messed up, kind of traumatized your daughter.
Yeah,
but you still see both sides.
Right. What else we got? Ooh.
I don't think it was one of Pixar's strongest movies.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think it only lost that value because it was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Which is what we can talk about now if you want.
I just really quick.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is also because a lot of it is very like lighthearted
Uh-huh.
and things like that, and that's not a bad thing. But with other Pixar movies, it felt more profound, where like they are still lighthearted, but like even like something like Soul or Ratatouille,
Uh-huh.
which are probably like some of my favorite Pixar movies. They are about so much and they deal with it so like expertly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with this, I feel like they kind of struggle a little bit with like the metaphor of a panda. Like, is that being yourself? Is that puberty? Is it? It's a lot of different things, especially at the end with how the rest of the family deals with their pandas. It's a little strange.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, it feels weird like not going to specifics, like it's hard to explain.
Uh-huh.
But I felt like they didn't handle the themes as well as other Pixar films have.
I disagree with that. I
Yeah.
think the personification of the panda and what it represents in a teen growing up, like a 12-year-old, is it 12 or 13? 13?
13.
Like growing up in this like this city with all her friends and the bullies and
Yeah.
etc. I think it's all like, I think it was represented well, and then, like
Yeah.
without like, it's just kind of like it's a manifestation of her emotions to an extreme heightened sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna spoil this for the next minute, maybe 2 minutes. So if you don't
Okay.
want to know, fast forward 2 minutes or turn this off for 2 minutes. So basically, yeah, what you're saying is right. The panda is just her like being herself, and like at the end when she accepts the panda, it's her accepting herself.
Uh-huh.
So it was weird for me that the rest of the family did not embrace their pandas and still cast them aside.
Well, I think I feel like they talk about that, or they discuss that super well, or they don't even discuss it. I think they demonstrate it super well.
Yeah, I know.
By saying that like everybody gets to make their own choice.
Yeah.
And
But-
they all respected May's choice to keep the panda, and they were fine with living without it because that's how they've been living and that's how they're comfortable.
Yeah. No, I completely see your point. Like, it's not a huge problem for me, but it was just, I guess it was weird are the other women in the family not accepting who they are? Because the panda, like, a big part of embracing the panda was embracing who you are.
I think a big part of that is kind of like the more meta sense of the age in which their pandas manifested, because it's explicitly told that Mei Lin's is happening super duper early.
It does, yeah.
And so for the rest of the women in the family, I imagine it happened at a later stage
Where
in
they
their
figured
life.
themselves out more.
Yeah, and so they were able to.
Okay, I haven't considered that. Okay.
They were able to separate themselves from the panda in a healthier way than like what a teenager would think about to see her favorite like 4 or 5 person boy band, and like the multiple other like influencing factors of like a teenage life, especially a young adult teenage life.
Okay, with that explanation, it does make a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But
especially
I guess
like
it did get like a little muddled for me with that just because of what I said.
uh-huh.
I guess it could even be like when they got it, it's a metaphor for like it was a phase in their life,
Right.
but then they grew past it.
Uh-huh.
But I guess like the panda is still a part of it. Okay, you know what? I like that. I like this more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think like I really liked it for those reasons, and oh my goodness, while we're still in spoiler territory, I don't know if we are or not.
I think it has been 2 minutes, but fast forward another minute and a half.
If you somehow manage to skip right here, there's a scene like one of the scene near the end with her dad where he discovers the video camera of
that
them
was so
like
good.
fundraising for the band, and he's like, "Well, it made me laugh, bro." Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that messed me up.
That was my favorite scene with the dad.
It's so good. And
I
it's
love the
like,
post-credit scene with him too.
God, that's how you make a supporting character.
Yeah, it really is.
a supporting character. It's so
like,
good.
He's there the entire time. He's like,
And he's cooking, and
Yeah.
it's a positive relationship with everyone, but he's not super in the picture, and that's fine. And they do such a good job of demonstrating that, I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I just wanted to rave about that scene specifically because it was really heartfelt and I liked it so much.
Yeah. It was also so sad seeing Maylin like in her room without anything in it,
Yeah.
just crying herself to sleep and like keep turning into the panda, like turning it off. Like, oh man, that got me.
I'll note on that as well, like kind of related to that, is that the I was curious if they were gonna answer a question that not a lot of movies like this answers, like who's gonna pay for all the utter destruction that Maylin caused.
I loved that.
Like her entire house is totaled. Like 5 blocks of roofs have all of their shingles fallen off because she's jumping from rooftop to rooftop. And then even at the end, the entire stadium just completely crumbled.
I love the at the very
new
end when
fundraising board.
the visual gag of like, oh, they're close, and then they just pan up.
It's like $1 million for like rebuilding the stadium. It's funny, and I'm glad they answered that. It's like the thing you brought this up with is that her room is now empty because she broke it all, and just to like try and limit the destruction.
Yeah.
It hit because it's empty, and it also satisfied the why would there still be furniture in her room if she's a giant panda. But yeah, I agree. I think that was really good.
I guess should we end the spoilers?
I guess we can.
Okay. Because that has been another 2 minutes. So
okay.
if you caught the tail end,
apologies.
Sorry.
Yeah. You should go watch it. It's if you have Disney Plus, it's free.
I also really like the art style.
True. I do too.
Like I said, Pixar is like one of my favorite studios.
Did you catch the pizza truck?
I didn't know.
I didn't.
I don't
either.
think I saw any of the Easter eggs. But like one of my big problems with a lot of recent Pixar movies was, I guess except Luca, was that a lot of the animation was very similar to one another. Like especially like the people, like they had very similar like animation styles.
Yeah.
But then like with Luca, it was a lot more like an animated movie. And then with this, it was a lot more like that too. And they take things from like animes and they blend it all together. And I think it works really well to just make this distinct art style.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I agree. Like just kind of like it's definitely hard at this point with Pixar because you see a Pixar film, you know it's Pixar.
You know it's Pixar, yeah.
But being able to balance and give each film its own identity, this one I think benefits from its own color palette, where it's everything's so bright and like popping.
Like I think if you watch this film, you know it's Pixar, but if you looked at like a still from it, you wouldn't be able to tell because it is such a distinct art style.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good thing. Like their movies should be different from one another.
Right. I agree. I'm currently looking up the all the secrets. I will find. Well, this is a podcast, so it really doesn't help. But they are all in there, and I am just not able to demonstrate that super well. But anyways,
do you want to talk about it being straight on Disney Plus?
We can. We might as well nail that right now.
I hated that this wasn't in theaters.
It's so absolutely
this would have been such a good theater experience.
From what I know, Pixar, like the animators and all the like everybody who worked on these films, this is the 3rd film they've shoved directly onto Disney Plus.
If Lightyear goes to Disney Plus, I am
it's
protesting.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I'll still watch it, but
yeah, it's so disappointing. They deserve so much more.
They really do.
This was awesome.
Pixar is like their best studio.
Yeah, but no, let's put Raya out in the middle of the pandemic.
I know, yeah.
Instead of like, and we'll shove Luca and we'll shove Soul on Disney Plus, and
especially when Batman made $130 million last week.
Yeah, and I was looking it up. I still have the tab up. Currently, the worldwide box office for Batman is $479 million.
That's $500 million, or
doing
almost
real
half.
good. But no, let's put it on. I cannot fathom why they did it. Like their excuse was COVID, which normally I would understand. However, like with all the other movie releases, it doesn't seem like there was that was necessary.
They did it at the height of the Omicron
right
spikes.
And then since then, that has died down.
Yeah.
And now they're suddenly out of a huge theatrical release.
Yeah.
I think this movie would have been like an absolute hit.
Yeah,
but-
and like it sucks because I saw like a promo for a documentary about it,
Uh-huh.
and on it said like Pixar's first like all woman led team.
Yeah. First,
And-
this is the second female director for a Pixar
Yeah, the
film.
second female director. Yeah, it said like the first just fully female like maybe led team.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, that would have been so good to just like see that kind of diversity on the big screen, and like with Malin, who is half Asian, half Canadian.
Yeah.
That would have been so great for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
To see on the big screen,
Mm-hmm.
but also just like you said, the animation style, how like the colors really pop.
Yeah. It just like it
it's
makes me
just a
think of
shame.
cotton candy. Just thinking about any shot from the trailers.
I
Or
know.
like,
I'm just looking at one shot, and I'm like, man, I love this shot so much.
It's also, I will say at the beginning of the film, Mei Lin was really annoying,
I know. I was really worried about that.
but then they address her being annoying, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
yeah, they, it was a scene in the trailer where she's like, I'm so good at everything.
Yeah,
And I was like, please don't do this.
right.
And then she's like, I get to do what I want, be who I want. And then immediately she's like, okay, maybe not everything.
Uh-huh.
Like it's her just like running home to do chores and like do all the stuff her parents want her to do.
Right.
And she's like, okay, maybe I'm not my own person.
I'm
but
glad they
I want
toned
to
that
be."
back very quickly.
I know, it was really funny.
To note on the like thing we were talking about earlier, this is the 5th Pixar film that again, these are trivia straight from a certain 4-letter website. Every single piece of trivia I found is in this style.
Yeah.
This will be the 5th Pixar film to have a female main protagonist after Brave, Inside Out, Finding Dory, and Incredibles 2.
I was going to try to guess. But...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, wait. Trust me, I have more. This will be the
Okay.
3rd Pixar film with a protagonist who wears glasses after blank and blank from blank.
Third Pixar film?
Third Pixar film with a protagonist who wears glasses. So there's 2 others.
So there's Up.
Yes,
I know in Soul he wears glasses. Yeah.
correct. Those
Okay.
are the 2. This second Pixar film to be released in March after.
March.
This is fun.
Oh, okay. So Onward was in
Yes.
March.
Correct.
Okay, no, it was
That's
only
it.
one other. Okay.
This one. Let's see. That's not really interesting. The 6th Disney's animated film of the 2020s to be rated PG by the MPA. You could shoot.
So just flat out Disney.
This is basically Disney in 2020. It's like, oh, I wonder what was rated PG.
Okay, so there's 5 others. So
Yes.
there's Raya.
Yes.
Was Luca?
Yes.
Okay, so there's Luca. Encanto.
Encanto.
I think Soul was PG.
Yep.
And there's one other. Was it live action?
Live action?
Was
you mean
it-
in theaters?
No, like was it a live action movie or was it animated?
Oh, this is all animated.
All animated? Oh, Ron's Gone Wrong.
Nope.
No,
wasn't
that's Disney. That's Disney.
Well, it wasn't this one.
Okay. I guess it's technically Fox, but Disney owns Fox, so it's Disney.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, was it this year or last year? Or I
It
guess
was 2020.
It's 2020. Oh man, what came out in 2020?
We already talked about it.
Yeah, it's not Pixar because I said Onward and
You didn't say
I
Onward.
did. Onward.
It's Onward. Pixar's 8th film to have a human protagonist after
Soul.
Soul.
7 more. Okay. Up.
Up.
Does Ratatouille count?
No.
No.
Human protagonist.
Linguini's a protagonist.
He's not the main
the
protagonist.
main
though.
protagonist. Okay.
That is Remy.
So I
he's
said
not a
Up and
human.
Soul.
Up in Soul.
I'm gonna go with Cars.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
That
there's
stays as 2.
so there's Toy Story, Bugs Life. It's not Monsters Inc. or University. It's Brave,
Brave.
Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh, there's more. It's not Onward. Luca.
Luca, you got one more.
I got one more. Okay. Oh man, I said Brave already, right?
You did.
I did. Okay. Oh man.
No pressure.
I Yeah, I feel the pressure because I
Yeah.
love Pixar. Let me just look at their movies real fast.
Look it up in your mind.
Okay, I'm trying to think of like 2015 movies. No, The Good Dinosaur wouldn't count, would it?
No.
Because Arlo. Okay.
Correct.
Inside Out wouldn't count. Finding Nemo, Finding Dory wouldn't count. Coco.
There you go. You got there.
I was going through release dates.
This is the 4th Disney Plus original movie to get a home video release. You got 3. We already know 2, very obviously.
Yeah, Soul and Luca.
What's the 3rd?
Straight to Disney Plus, so no like premiere access or anything.
Straight to, or it's they're. I can't tell you. It doesn't give it away.
But like it was free for everyone. Like no premiere access.
You had to pay.
You did have to pay.
Yes.
Raya?
No.
Well, that got a home release.
Wait, what? 1 second. Maybe this isn't credible.
Can you?
What? Well, no. Raya went to theaters.
Oh yeah, I guess it did. So Mulan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness. James Hong's 4th theatrically released animated film outside of Kung Fu Panda franchise. After, do you want to guess these? Do you even know who that is?
Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3.
No. Mulan, 1998. Sherlock Gnomes.
Oh,
Abominable.
it's the grandfather.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
The guy who was in Mulan and in this movie
okay.
with the sword, like.
I know what you mean. The 12th Pixar film to be rated PG. You can guess 11 if you want, but you're just going to be naming all of them except like.
No, I got you. So there's Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2.
Uh-huh.
None of the Toy Story movies.
Uh-huh.
None of the Cars movies.
Correct.
Soul.
Yep.
Luca.
Yep.
Onward. Onward was G?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Onward's
I was like,
on there.
hold on.
Yeah.
I think Bug's Life was G.
You're correct.
Was Ratatouille? Was that?
Ratatouille's not in there.
No. Okay. What about Up?
Correct.
Yeah. So I got 5 more.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is kind of hard.
This is 6, and
Yeah.
this one's the 12th. Okay. Oh man. Inside Out.
Yep.
Good Dinosaur.
Yep.
Okay. Coco.
Yep.
I got 2 more.
I think
It's
I know
not-
which ones those are.
It's not Monsters Inc. and University. Here, let me. I said Inside Out, yeah. I said The Incredibles. Only 2 more.
Did
I
I
said-
give them to you?
Yeah,
Brave. I think you said
yeah. I did not say Brave.
Finding Dory.
I thought that was G.
And then just like my last trivia is the stuff we've been talking about, how it's intended for theaters in 2022, but
Yeah.
due to the rapidly increasing spread of the Omicron variant, Pixar staffers was once again dissatisfied with their next big feature being stuffed into the platform without theatrical release.
Yeah, they were really mad about that.
I can't blame them. It's so frustrating.
How would you rate this movie?
I would give it like a 88, honestly. 1 second. Yeah, 88. I
88?
think is a solid.
Yeah, I'd probably give it
score.
like an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5.
Uh-huh.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It won't be Inside Out or Coco for me.
Yeah.
But
Is that your favorite Pixar movie, Coco?
probably Inside Out more than Coco, if not
Yeah.
like straight neck and neck.
I love Ratatouille.
It's really good, but nothing. Bro, if you haven't seen Inside Out, spoiler warning.
I've seen
in
all
like
of them.
5 seconds. Bing Bong's
Bing
death.
Bong, no.
If I'm having a bad day and I just need to cry, that's what I go to.
You know what I do? Like, legitimately?
Huh.
The first 10 minutes of Up.
Fair enough, bro. The Pixar messes me up.
It does. Like, I fully watched this movie prepared to cry.
Yeah,
I didn't, but
I did near the end.
yeah.
That was hard.
And I can see that.
Rotten Tomatoes,
Ooh, man.
tomato meter, and audience score.
I've seen some controversy with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with 86%.
For tomato meter,
Yeah.
okay.
for audience, I'm gonna go a little bit above 87.
Okay, so what did you say for tomato meter? 85 or 86?
I said 86. I'm gonna go 98 instead.
So 90?
Yeah, I'm gonna change this to 90.
90 tomato meter, 87 audience score.
Yeah.
Is the final answers locked in?
I don't know. I feel like 86 is good, but
Want to go back to 86?
No, I'm gonna stick with 90. I'm gonna stick with 90.
Stay with 90?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Okay. You sure? 90?
I'm not so sure, but it's too late now.
Okay, 90 for tomato meter and 87, 86?
87.
87 for audience.
Yes.
The tomato meter is 95%.
Oh, okay.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
We should keep a tally of like how close we are.
I agree. We should go back through the episodes that
we
we've
can have our
done this.
listeners do that, or dedicated listeners.
Yeah, of course.
Go
our
listen
very
back.
big fan base. Audience score is 72%.
Oh, that is low.
Yep. I'm surprised, honestly.
I have seen a lot of parents saying like, I do not want my child to see a movie about puberty.
right.
It is not appropriate. I'm
right.
like,
I saw
your kid's gonna go through it. At least have them be prepared.
my mom, like, before I saw it, she said that she saw somebody online saying that it was really inappropriate, and I was like, who? And she was like, I don't know, somebody on Facebook, and I'm like, oh,
No.
okay. Yeah, it's not even like inappropriate in the I don't know. That's such a stupid argument.
It's really not inappropriate at all.
Honestly, for the audience that it's trying to speak to, it's extremely appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to know the critic consensus?
Yes.
Heartwarming, humorous, beautifully animated, and culturally expansive. Turning Red extends Pixar's long list of family-friendly triumphs.
Nice.
I
We should
agree.
try to guess the consensus too, word for word.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That would be a little much, but it'd be kind of funny. We see how many words we get correct. Yeah, I mean, I already went through all my, like, Turning Red was the blank of blank Pixar films.
Yeah.
And that was all of my trivia. So, do you got anything else you want to talk about? Any
Not
other notes
really.
you want to hit about the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I just really had a good time watching it. I think I watched it like midnight,
Nice.
like 1 a.m. Like, it was good. It was really good.
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of like laugh out loud moments in this too.
Uh-huh.
We didn't really talk about the humor.
Yeah.
It is so funny.
It's really
Like
good.
we talked about how like hard it was to watch her mom embarrass her,
Uh-huh.
but it was also so funny.
Yeah.
Like there's one time she's
Definitely.
like just watching her at school,
Uh-huh.
and the security
Right.
guard is like trying to say like, "Hey, you need to leave," and she's just berating him.
Right.
And then
It's
she
so
just
good.
like throws out her pads, and and Malin is so embarrassed.
Yeah.
And yeah, the friend group, even though I didn't really like Abby, they are also like so good. I love how they all just love each other so much.
Yeah.
I love when Malin's freaking out in school and she gets the deodorant.
The boy band.
The boy band. We didn't even talk about the boy band.
Did you know that Jordan Fisher was the main singer?
I did. Yeah.
I didn't until
Do you know who
I
wrote
saw
the
end credit
songs?
scenes. Literally, don't tell me. I thought I knew. 1 second.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who was it?
Phineas and Billie
Right.
Eilish.
God, I saw the credits. I knew that.
It's so weird that like these people who make so like these like dark songs and they perfectly capture 2000s boy bands.
Yeah, it was
Like,
really good.
I was listening like to some of it in the movie. And I'm like, this feels like this is something the Backstreet Boys would make, or like NSYNC.
Yeah, in the trailer they used the NSYNC song.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was.
It's gonna be me.
Thank you. Yikes.
Yeah, we're gonna get flagged for that one.
Well, this can't be published anymore. At least
Sorry,
we can't
guys.
make money from it, which is definitely something we were doing before.
Yeah, of course. Like we make hundreds of
Yeah, we can
millions.
you can donate to us on our imaginary Patreon.
Still waiting on those birthday presents.
Yeah, mine's coming up. So
Yeah, get Austin his birthday presents too.
Send us everything at our PO box. We'll put it in the tags, but it'll be like a site. We'll put a website at the end of the podcast that you got to go to.
If you
and then
guys
have
don't
to
see our
decode it.
tags, we put some good stuff in there sometimes.
We try.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
You can
that's
follow
all we
us
got. Yeah, you can join us.
That's a wrap. NCR on Instagram.
Yeah, that's where you'll find most of our announcements about like just our episodes, what we're doing next week, what we're kind of polls
Sometimes
and stuff.
we put on some fun stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't really
That's
done
okay.
it recently, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week
All
we're
right.
going to do the Adam Project.
Yes. I look for I watched already. I look forward to talking about it.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet. I'm very much looking forward to it. Sean Levy, I love him as a director. He's directing Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Okay, you can't get him and Ryan Reynolds apart.
Yeah, and I mean, he made a movie with Hugh Jackman with Real Steel.
Oh,
so
did
who
he
knows?
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did that. Okay.
So who knows? They might pop in together.
All right. Well, join us next week when we talk about the Adam Project.
But until then,
that's a wrap.